10 Most Haunted Places in Arkansas. 1. The Crescent Hotel, Eureka Springs. The Crescent Hotel sits at the very highest point in the county overlooking the Eureka Springs and the Ozark Mountains. It has retained much of its Victorian character and boasts a rich history that is peppered with ghost stories. In fact, it is not only one of the most haunted places in Arkansas, but it is also regarded as one of the most haunted hotels in the entire United States. The hotel is actually said to have several different ghosts, and staff are constantly hearing reports of unexplained activity from various rooms in the hotel. An apparition was actually photographed by a guest in room 202, while in room 218 guests have reported seeing full-body apparitions as well as feeling strange sensations and hearing unexplained noises. Doors in this room often slam shut on their own, and guests are often shaken awake during the night. One possible explanation is that this is the ghost of someone who died in room 218 under some very strange circumstances. It is said that an Irish stonemason called Michael, who worked on the construction of the Crescent Hotel in 1885, was working on the roof of the hotel when he slipped and fell. It is thought that the spot where he landed, and died instantly, is where room 218 now stands. It is not only the bedrooms that are said to be haunted. There are somewhat frequent reports of a middle-aged man with a mustache who sits in the lobby or the bar area. He sits quietly for a time before suddenly vanishing into thin air. There have also been reports of a ghostly nurse pushing a gurney down the hall and through a solid wall in the middle of the night. This fits in with some interesting history, as the property was once a retreat for cancer patients. The owner at the time, Norman Baker, claimed to have a cure for cancer and charged sufferers to come to the hotel and get the treatment. However, he was a fraud, and when found out ended up being imprisoned for 4 years. Some guests have reported seeing his spirit in the hotel too. 2. The Allen House, Monticello. The Allen House in Monticello is apparently haunted by former owner Joe Allen, who built the property, but he is not the only spirit that is clinging to the place that they once called home. In fact, the ghost that is spotted most often is actually that of his daughter Lydell Allen, who is believed to have committed suicide in the property by drinking cyanide. After her death, Joe moved the rest of the family out of the building and it was converted into smaller, more affordable apartments. It was when this construction began that people first started to report seeing Lydell's ghost. A doctor who lived in the house at one time did not hold much stock in ghost stories and told people that rumors of the hauntings were nothing but silliness. However, he was forced to eat his words after developing some photographs he had taken of the house and finding a very clear image of Lydell Allen in one of the mirrors in the house. Another resident of the building reported seeing Lydell in their closet. They tried to shut the closet door and it wouldn't close properly. They heard giggling and opened the door only to see the girl, who promptly vanished before their eyes. The first floor of the property was turned into retail space, and the store owner would lock the door each night only to return the next day and find items had been moved or were missing completely. Other residents have reported hearing a girl crying, phantom footsteps and other strange noises. Some have even called to police fearing a live intruder, but there is never anybody there. 3. Basin Park Hotel, Eureka Springs. The Basin Park Hotel in Eureka Springs is certainly proud of its spooky reputation, to the point where they use "Boo at the Basin" as one of their slogans. Many of the guests who come to stay actually do so purely to have the chance of snapping a picture of one of the Arkansas ghosts that call the Basin Park Hotel home. The most commonly cited ghosts at the hotel include a translucent young woman who is described as having steel blue eyes and cotton candy-like blonde hair, and also the spirit of a little girl with pigtails and a yellow dress. Orbs of light are also a common occurrence around the hotel, and objects often move seemingly of their own accord. The Basin Park Hotel runs ghost tours every Friday and Saturday night, guided by 2 mediums who not only explore the hotel in search of ghosts, but who will also offer a rundown of the hotel's haunted history. 4. The Clayton House, Fort Smith. The Clayton House is listed on the National Registry of Historic Places. It was once the home of William Henry Harrison Clayton, and over the years it has come to be one of the best-loved buildings in all of Arkansas. The house was completely restored to its former glory in the 70s, and it is now like stepping back in time when you visit. There are even several priceless Clayton family belongings on display in the house. Former Clayton House director, Martha Seiler, claimed to have started having paranormal encounters quite soon after starting work at the house. She has described how one particular bedroom on the second floor seems to terrify everyone who visits, and that people report hearing doors slamming, and boots stomping up the hall, along with music emanating from empty rooms. She also claims to have seen the apparition of a woman dressed in a linen shirt and brown skirt appearing in Mr. Clayton's study. Martha is not the only one to have seen this woman. A carpenter who was carrying out some repairs in the house several years ago took pictures of the house before and after. When the photos were developed, he saw what looked like a semi-transparent woman in one of them. Visitors have also experienced having their hair pulled on occasion. 5. Jacksonville High School. One of the most well-known ghost stories in Arkansas is probably the Mumbling Man. This is a story about a male spirit who haunts Jacksonville High School. The story goes that this man haunts the auditorium of the high school. People have reported hearing strange noises in the auditorium that cannot be explained, the most common being the sound of a male voice mumbling away to himself when nobody else is in the room. It is also common to hear footsteps walking on the catwalk above the stage, again when nobody is actually there. 6. Peale Mansion, Bentonville. Peale Mansion was built in 1875 by Samuel Peale, and it is now said to be haunted by both Samuel himself and his daughter Minnie Bell. Minnie is commonly cited as a woman in white wandering around Peale Mansion, and she is often heard playing the piano just as beautifully as she did in life, although it is said that if anyone enters the room while she is playing, then the music will abruptly stop. Samuel Peale, who was at one time a United States congressman, is also said to haunt his former home, and his spirit has been seen in various parts of the house. Peale Mansion embraces its reputation as one of the most haunted places in Arkansas, and even hosts ghost walks every Tuesday and Thursday, which culminate in a dinner. 7. Keller's Chapel and Cemetery. There have been reports of strange sightings in the chapel and the surrounding cemetery. Ghostly lights that follow visitors around the cemetery at night, the sounds of babies crying, strange apparitions moving around the cemetery, and unexplained noises are just some of the phenomena reported at this site. 8. Arlington Resort Hotel. Although staff firmly believe and tell guests that there are no ghosts in the building, bottles of wine jump off the shelves without being touched. There have been reports of apparitions in old-fashioned clothes wandering the hallways and the lobby before simply vanishing. The ghost of a young girl in a pink dress has been seen in the lobby. The ghost of a woman in a wedding gown has been seen staring down into the street late at night. The ghost of a bellman has been seen wandering the 4th level, who walks through closed doors before disappearing. The ghost of a man in a black suit has been seen in the hotel laundry, and often waves to workers. Taps turn on and off by themselves, lights go on and off when no one is around, people are brushed against by people who aren't there, and ghostly laughter has been heard. An evil presence has been felt in room number 824 of the hotel. 9. Hitchhiker of Highway 365. Why does a female hitchhiker appear here on stormy nights, asking passers-by to drive her home? Legend has it that when the driver arrives at the address she gives, she simply disappears. When the driver goes to the door to ask about the missing girl, the resident will tell them it happens frequently, as their daughter was killed in a car accident. 10. Crossed railroad tracks. A ghostly swinging light appears to be walking up and down the tracks here. Locals say it is the spirit of a man who was hit by the train and was decapitated. His ghost is searching for his head. It is said that folks who are standing on the tracks will see the light coming toward them. It will disappear when it gets close, then reappear on the other side of them, continuing on his way.